Get in! Get in the motherfucking room. Yes, I am live. Yes, I'm here. We got some things to get into. Get in the room. Listen, I want to thank you guys so much for being with me here with this new audio episode. And yes, I'm live and I'm here to talk about Jason Lee and RAH Ali. Yes, we want to get into some things. We got the footage. Apparently, one of the producers is telling me that we have the footage of the incident in Miami today that we are going to discuss and review, because a lot of people out there are pushing out false narratives about what truly happened and what didn't happen and what truly transpired today. But listen, I want to thank you guys so much for tuning with me on this new audio episode. My name is Zaydon, and I'm hosting this episode today. And yes, I'm talking shit about Jason Lee. I'm talking shit because people don't have the information correct. They don't. You don't have the information that you're talking about, what happened today, and what truly transpired, the events that took down place. So if you guys don't see, that's Jason Lee on the left-hand side there with his tea that he's always sipping. A lot of people say Jason Lee spill a lot of tea. He know everything. And so on the right-hand side here, we have RAH Ali, Nicki Minaj's sidekick, if you can call it that. But there she is. And if you guys haven't been paying attention to social media or my social media, make sure you guys subscribe to all my channels. I am on YouTube. I am on Facebook. I am on Facebook Zaydon account. I am on Twitter. I am on Instagram Zayway, and I am on Instagram Zaydon, and Instagram and YouTube Zaydon. Make sure you guys subscribe to those channels. But something happens today at the restaurant, and we actually have the footage, and we're going to discuss it. But before we discuss the footage, we're going to talk about the backstory of RAH Ali and Jason Lee and why the feud has still began, or I guess it's still continuing, and why it hasn't been resolved. So if you guys don't know, Jason Lee, right, he apparently had got some information from RAH Ali. I guess you can call it side chick girl. She sent some information that she was messing around with RAH Ali's husband, allegedly. And Jason Lee had went on his show and spilled it and talked about it, about the side chick saying that she was with RAH Ali's husband. Whether to this day we know it or not, that's what the allegations were that happened. And since then, Jason Lee has been going on this whole campaign because he can't get close. He can't get close to Nicki Minaj. Jason Lee can't touch Nicki Minaj because she's on another stratosphere. He's at the bottom of the totem pole, and Nicki Minaj is at the top of the stratosphere. So the only person that he can get in contact with, that he motherfucking can touch or be in the same room with, is RAH Ali. Because everybody know Nicki Minaj and RAH Ali is close. And if you guys don't know, I think we actually have the motherfucking clip that we can prove to the people that she is close with Nicki Minaj. And so we actually have that clip. Let's just roll that, because we need the people and they need to see what really is going on. So here we are. Here we have it. This is RAH Ali's page. You guys are not following RAH Ali. She has 1.1 million subscribers, okay? She is a public figure, and she has been on Love and Hip Hop and various other assets and shows. But as you guys can see, here's RAH Ali. There she is right there. And here is her with Nicki Minaj. With Nicki.
Yo, Trinidad, what the fuck is good? Muhammad Ali out here with me.
So they call her RAH Ali because she likes to get in altercations. She likes to squabble. And everybody knows that whole Met Gala incident where Cardi B was at the Met Gala with Nicki Minaj, and allegedly, apparently, RAH Ali put a knot on Cardi B's head. And that viral famous photo of that knot on Cardi B's head as apparently RAH Ali put it there. But we still don't know. But there you see she's hanging out with Nicki Minaj, right? Because Jason Lee can't touch Nicki. He was a barb in the beginning, and now he's talking bad about Nicki because Nicki don't mess with Jason because she see through the BS with Jason Lee. Like I do. A lot of you motherfuckers are seeing clouds and dollar signs and rainbows and everything, but you don't really see who Jason Lee really is and who he has become in order to be that. So something happened, right? Here we have it today in Miami. It's a beautiful day. Let's just paint the backstory, you know. There you're having drinks, I guess, with your friends that you saw in Miami. And before we even talk about the whole RAH Ali and Jason Lee, let me guys just show you a photo of one of the individuals that was hanging out with Jason Lee. I mean, I did make a joke about him and say that he looked like a crackhead. Okay, you're gonna hit down the water shows today because I felt as though he did look like that. And so let me just show y'all the photo of the guy. So there you have it. And shout out to Coffee City with this material that she got and on site. They say exclusive Hollywood unlocked Jason Lee called security on RAH Ali after being confronted for a fake internet gangster. So here you have it. RAH Ali is confronting Jason Lee because this is what Jason Lee has been talking about for RAH Ali for years. And when you finally run into a person that's been talking smack about you for years, doesn't matter if it's at the White House, in Dubai, at the Mama House, at Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles, that's the moment to address him. And so look at this individual. I mean, he's scrawny, little white tee, looking lost and confused. Let's just zoom in and look. This is who Jason Lee's hanging around with. Look at him. This is who Jason Lee's hanging around with. Wow. He looked bomb, busty, broke. I don't see no food on the plates. What's really going on? But that's the guy that Jason Lee was hanging out with. And so, you guys can judge for yourself if you guys think that he looks bummy or not. That's up to you. I don't know. But from my perspective, he does. And so the situation escalated where there was a video that has been circulating through social media, if you guys have seen it, of RAH Ali approaching Jason Lee. And I think that we actually have that footage. So we're actually going to run it right now because you guys need to see from your perspective exactly what happened and what went down, because we actually have the footage here and we're going to run it here.
Not with me. Not with me. That's fine. And what's the problem? Are you threatening me on camera? You're threatening me on camera? Okay, you're right here. But you're right here. But you're right here. But you're right here. You're talking. You want to talk? You're talking. So we're doing this for the internet. I'm not scared. I'm with my people, bruh. So you're getting this for the internet for what? For what? You're getting this for the internet for what? You're getting this for the internet, right? But you're getting this for the internet for what? Okay.
So there you have it. RAH Ali has approached Jason Lee in the Miami restaurant establishment. Now, Jason Lee posted this on his social media, and we're going to read it here live on Gag Review because we need to know from him what happened. So he says, as you can see in my video, RAH Ali was alone. I was with a couple of people, all men. I think it's quite obvious that I'm also a man. I'm bigger than RAH. I'm taller than RAH. And no matter how tough she thinks she is, I will always, he said, I will always overpower RAH. Let's be real. What I'm not going to do is get raffled up in a confrontation with a woman, especially physical. She tried to set me up to have a private conversation with her while she waited for people to come up there. She claims she was going to bring people, and that's fine, but she never did. This was clearly a show for the internet. Look at this place. She went with it. Let's also be clear. I was never disrespected your child. Your side dude sent me videos of you sleeping in bed with him and asking him if you couldn't give him being while pregnant. Your problem is with him, not me. Get a grip. And you know, I never called security, of course. They claim along when you decided to act ghetto on camera at one of Miami's top restaurants. Have some class. So that is what Jason Lee had to say about RAH at the establishment where they were. Because Jason Lee felt threatened, and when someone confronted him, he pulled out the phone for evidence and proof for when, if things would have escalated, he would have had evidence of exactly what went down. But RAH Ali was clearly not having it, and a lot of people are saying that she was masculine, she was aggressive, and the husband should have been there, and all this nonsense about her shouldn't have confronted him, when in reality, when it's your family on the line, all bets is off. If you're talking about the husband and the kids, the bets is off, Jason Lee, because he doesn't have any kids. Okay? He's not even married. No one will want Jason Lee because of all the games that he plays. Jason Lee will never find love because of all the games that he plays. And that's why he's has all these guys always around, and he's buying them things and taking them to restaurants and places because he wants them to feel like they're cool, but in reality, they're a flop. Their only best attribute is when they're around with you. Let's make that very fucking clear. With you. And that after that moment and that time, that there'll never be anything bigger than what you made them in that moment. So they better grab their 15 minutes now. Because that's what the fuck is truly up, and why it's so fucking sad. It is. If you guys are just now tuning in, make sure you guys like this video, comment on this video, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, because I'm posting these clips, these audios on social media and spreading the word that RAH Ali was not aggressive and that she did not attack Jason Lee. what she did was confront him in a very classy way, I should say, because usually with RAH Ali, people leave with knots on their heads. But this time, they only left with verbal words, I should say, threats or confirmations. So it is what it is. And we want to also show you guys another piece of footage because we wanted to show you on RAH Ali's side of things what it looked like, because we only saw Jason Lee's side of the altercation of what he posted online and what he wanted people to fucking see. But we were able to get some footage from Coffee City, and shout out to Coffee City for this video from on site, because we wanted to see RAH Ali's perspective of things, because she was filming as well. And yes, it is for Instagram clouts, but we actually have the video, so roll it.
Are you calling for security and help, Jason? You have got online. Excuse me a moment. I'm not going to touch him. You have got online and you have disrespected my family, my child. Hang on a second. You're not going to trust me. It's not going to go. Give me a moment.
If you want to do it, you can do it somewhere else.
Quietly talk.
Please, man. I'm going to have to ask you.
You have disrespected my child. You've disrespected my husband. You've done all these things, and I try very nicely now that I see you in person to approach you, and you're scared to get up from the table. And that's wild to me as a man, for you to have been so disrespectful, and now you're scared.
No,
and now you're scared. And now you're scared. But we're face to face, you and I. No, don't try to bring people's name into it. That's not going to work. It's not going to work. You know you do have to leave, right? I gave you an opportunity to speak like a man. I gave you an opportunity. You disrespected my child. And you understand that that's different, right? But you wouldn't get up because you're all that talking you've done. All that talking you've done. And now you're scared to get up from the table. That's wild to me. That's wild to me. That's wild to me. You know that you always have to come face to face with the people that you disrespect, right? You do realize that, right?
You're interfering with everybody, whatever issues you have with each other.
Oh my goodness. I just know it's about to be a lot of drama.
So there you have it. Jason Lee being confronted by RAH Ali from her perspective. She's just walking in and, you know, you don't really follow him, so you just happen to be in the same establishment because, you know, Hollywood is very small and top clubs and events and things are very, very small that people go to. So when you happen to roll up to me like, hey, it's Jason? Jason motherfucking lit? Of course, you're going to confront him in that moment and say what you have to say, because guess what? At the end of the day, it's that moment. Not tomorrow, not the next time I see you, not next week, not next year when I'm feeling in a better headspace. No, it's now in that moment. It's when I need to address you. And I feel like she walked away with class. She walked away with dignity, because at the end of the day, she didn't throw anything. I would have took one of them breaths and hit him in the head. Something. I'm going to leave with something. I would have picked up one of them glasses and act like I was going to throw it at him, or throw it at him and miss something, because you're going to know that you made me feel some type of way talking about my kids and my husband, bitch. And then you're going to be in public recording me because you know you're going to use this footage for your show. You know you're going to use this footage for social media. You know people are going to be posting and talking about it. So you're recording it and posting on social media. Now, if you guys don't know, I'm calling on the Wiley show very, very often. And also Wiley was talking about it. And he has some things to say. And I want to get you guys' perspective on it. So, and we actually have the video clip of me calling in today on Wiley's show. So let's roll that.
Wow. is something. Hello. Hello, you live on the air. How you doing? Hello.
What's going on, Wiley?
Hey. Hold on.
Hey, Wiley, it's David.
Oh, yeah, okay. Okay, hold on 1 second. Okay, can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Hey, Wiley, it's Zayden.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. I want to make sure. Can y'all hear him? Go ahead, Zayden. Go ahead.
Hey, Wiley, this has been an incredible, amazing show. I think that you did a great job hosting this episode tonight. But let's talk about this whole Jason Lee and RAH Ali. First of all, I know that you saying that, RAH Ali shouldn't have approached Jason Lee. But when you have someone who is on social media and is constantly talking bad about you, is constantly running your name through the mud, when you happen to be out somewhere and you're just living your life, and you happen to see someone that's been talking smack about you, that is your opportunity in that moment to address that individual. I'm only upset at RAH Ali, the fact that she didn't throw that water or that bottle of glass at Jason Lee's head. Now, when Jason Lee was hanging out, when he was at lunch in Miami, first of all, the guy that he was hanging out with looked like a crackhead. Let's talk about, he has the dreadlocks sitting next to Jason Lee. He's clearly a undercover bottom for Jason Lee, allegedly. Because I know how Jason Lee operates and how he runs his social media site, because let's be honest, I was on his show and giving great views and giving great commentary on his show. And when I stopped coming on his show, then he wanted me back to filming because he knew that I was great television. But RAH Ali, she probably couldn't have her husband in the moment, Wiley. He probably wasn't there in the moment to address him, because had another man would have been there to address Jason Lee like that, then he would have obviously addressed it. He was clearly scared that RAH Ali ran up on him while he was at lunch, that he had to call the security over there to handle that, to escort her out, because he didn't want to escalate the situation, because he clearly didn't have his own security around him. So in that regard, I am on RAH Ali's side. Jason Lee runs his mouth on Hollywood Unlocked, on his show, and why not get great promo and press from RAH Ali? He clearly posted it on his social media. Now he's going to talk about it next week on his podcast, on his show. So, everybody knows that Nicki has RAH Ali and Cardi B has Jason Lee allegedly on his side when she needs him. And so this whole Cardi B and Nicki thing, that's second hand. Jason Lee has been running his mouth about RAH Ali, her husband, her kids for a very long time. And when you see someone out and about and you run up on them, because let's be honest, I'm in Hollywood right now. If I see Jason Lee out in the club or out where I'm out and I see him, there will be words and I will be addressing it. But on RAH Ali, I'm going to make sure something hits his head. So, it's just a whole skeptical about how the things operate and everything, Wiley. And the last thing I want to say is about the Carly Russell incident. It makes me sad and unfortunate that people have to lie to get clout, to lie about being taken and wasting precious resources when you have Black people, Black women being kidnapped and being kidnapped in real life, and she's lying about being kidnapped so she can get clout or attention. She's clearly suffering from a mental illness that we don't know nothing about. People were sending me clips and messages saying, "Oh, repost this, send this out. Carly Russell she's missing. Her brother's saying that she's missing." And kind of find out, Wiley, it's a whole lie. That's a whole lie. And so I think that you're right, Wiley. She does need jail time and a lot of community service, and she does need her mental health evaluated. But at the end of the day, she does need charges pressed against her for coming up with some whole lie about some child being in the middle of the street and she being kidnapped and being fed cheese crackers or cheese nips or whatever she was doing. But Wiley, I'm gonna ask you a question. So you're saying that you're agreeing with Jason Lee that RAH Ali wasn't correct for approaching him?
Well, first and foremost, I don't believe that you should put hands on anybody off of a person expressing their freedom of speech, because you could go to jail for that. And I do not believe that a woman should address a man. No, not at all. You get another man to address a man, first and foremost. And if Jason Lee were to come out there and mollywopped her and put a knot on her forehead like she put a knot on Cardi B's forehead, they would be canceling him, saying protect black women, this aggressive man, etc. So he played it right. She acted ignorant in a high class establishment with high value people. She was out of order. Where was her husband? Where was her brother? Where was her homeboy? Where was the man that she's screwing? You know, nobody was there as a man. She did this and she was out of order. And so if this was Dubai, she would have been arrested. The same where it was a black woman decided to cuss out and get angry at the rental car worker, and now she's particularly be serving 2 to 3 years in a Dubai prison. So when I'm saying in this country, I believe that should not pick on this baton to think that it's okay to address. Now, it's yeah, you have freedom of speech, but you just cannot be trying to egg on a person to fight you. That's stupid. As a woman,
no, Wiley,
like,
she did it. She did an egg on to fight him, Wiley.
That's
All
dumb.
she does, she was talking silently. She was talking very low. She didn't scream. She wasn't yelling. She wasn't an angry black woman. She just approached him. Now, maybe her husband wasn't there. Maybe her boyfriend wasn't there to address.
But maybe they were weak like Tasha K husband. Maybe they were there and she wear the pants and she runs stuff because she got this page, whatever. But she was out of order because the security wanted to say, "Hey, man, leave. This is not the establishment." She was angry, very bitter black woman, bitter. And she acted like a beta. You know, of course she is a beta. She's a woman. Women are beta. But a woman should not be picking on and assert authority over a man. That's not what a woman's supposed to do. A woman's supposed to be meek, humble, quiet, cooking in the kitchen, making sure the kids are taken care of, standing when a man walks into the room. A woman don't supposed to be coming towards a man and want to fight, not a true woman of class.
But Wiley, she is not screwing Jason Lee. She has no obligation to be a woman to him. Now, if this is the same thing, right? Let's say you're out and about, right? And you see Armand Wiggins, or you see T.S. Madison, or you see Oliver, or whatever the people, you're going to address them the same way RAH addressed them.
I disagree.
I thought that RAH gave excellent class. She didn't scream. She didn't yell. She didn't throw anything at him, because that would have been me. I would have clocked something at his head, or, you know. And the only thing that she did wrong, Wiley, she didn't order anything in the restaurant, because she would have been a client of that restaurant just the same way as he walked in as a customer of that restaurant, that she would have been afforded the same right.
Well, for me, if I were to see Tasha K or T.S. Madison or Armand Wiggins eating in an establishment, I'm not going to pull out my phone for a moment. First of all, because it's not the time and the place. It's not the internet. He's with his boyfriend. He's with his poodles and his dogs or whatever. So I'm not going to go there aggressively looking for a fight, because I'm an alpha. Only beta men do it, and I'm not a beta. I'm alpha man. So
when is a good moment?
It's never.
When is a good moment?
A good classy moment would be, hey, if you see a moment, say, can we talk? It should be on the phone, because once you pull out your phone, you don't want to have a conversation with me. You're doing this for the internet. So I would never, ever address my favorite celebrity, Armand Wiggins, such a great guy. I would never address my favorite celebrity in an aggressive tone. I would never do that. And I would never address, Jason Lee, the king of media, and address him as though, no, I will be submissive. I will make sure, sir, can I speak to you, sir, please, sir? And I would speak with a kind voice, meek and humble voice, without my phone. But this aggressive black woman, aggressive energy, like in a jungle, like you gotta do this and blah blah, very loud and ignorant, ghetto.
She wasn't aggressive. She wasn't loud.
And I know that was an Obama supporter. Probably was an Obama supporter. Probably she's a Democrat. And so she came there and she was just very aggressive and mean as a Democrat.
Wasn't Wiley.
And she came there, and I really feel sad for the Karens and the Karens that sit in the restaurant and all the Karens that was there and showing his phone. Right, and she's showing they was there eating with their beautiful blonde families and high value classy people. They're not used of all of this urban ghetto wigs ghetto. They're not here for all of that aggressiveness.
Wiley, they're in Miami, they're in Florida, one of the worst states ever.
That was definitely. I personally believe that it was a President Biden supporter. She must have been a Democrat and Black Lives Matter supporter, because they do that. They have this idea that they are greater than men. But this is the thing. God created us as leaders. He created us to be powerful people. He did not create men to be to go back and forth and hit on a woman. No. So I think that women should say to Riley, like, listen, you're out of order, in my humble opinion. And I believe she was very out of order. And her beta husband, he's a beta man, he wasn't there to defend the honor of his wife, because he allowed his wife to put on the britches and to control the relationship, that masculine energy.
Well, Wiley, let me just say this, because I have to calling in right now. I want to say I'm going to defend RAH Ali in this moment and say she wasn't aggressive. She wasn't a loud, angry Black woman. She was actually confronting someone who's been talking smack about her for years, about her kids, about her husband. And I don't care if it's at the president of the White House. I don't care if she's over in Dubai. When someone's talking smack about you and you have an opportunity in that moment to address it, you either two reasons. If you're going to be weak, and not say anything, or you're going to confront the person that's talking mess about you and see what they have to say. Now, since you say that Jason Lee is the king of social media, what he should do, Wiley, is he should get RAH Ali on his show to have a civilized conversation and talk it out like he does everybody else. But he's not going to do that because he's spooked and nervous of RAH Ali at the lunch table. He has to call security at the restaurant to make sure that nothing pops off, because guess what? He can't fight. And the minute RAH Ali would have been aggressive and throwing drinks, she would have been labeled as a crazy Black woman, being labeled all these names, being a masculine, aggressive, because she's defending up for her family, Wiley. Right. Don't matter if the husband, don't matter if the wife, if someone's defending their family in that moment, they have the right to. This is a free country. She has a freedom of speech. The only thing I wish that she would have done is she would have bought something in the restaurant so they wouldn't have kicked her out. So we would have got more footage of her screaming at Jason Lee. But she didn't do that. She talked very civilized and she walked away. But that's what I gotta say, Wally. Thank you so much for having me on your show.
Thank you so very much.
So there you have it. I'm talking to Jason Lee. I'm talking to Wiley. I'm talking to Wiley about Jason Lee because I have an opinion, because I work with Jason Lee, so I know how he operates. I know how he moves. And before we go, we want to share just a couple more clips. You know, I love to see that a good old receipt, a good old clip receipt. We're gonna go to my social media, and we're gonna pull up the video that I posted the other day that had all you guys talking. So let's roll it.
His show. I mean, he thinks it is, but God bless Zaydan. I missed you, Zaydan. Never thought I would say that. To be clear, I'm not talking about Zaydan. It's not his show. I mean, he thinks it is, but God bless Zaydan. I missed you, Zaydan. Never thought I would say that.
So a lot of you guys know that I was on Jason Lee's show in the pandemic, gagging with Jason Lee. And we also had one of my awesome followers who always watch my content and like the videos and share it and talk about it, posted this and said, she should have rocked his bitch ass. Love, rock. Now, that was on part of one of my mentions. Thank you, Money Trees 25, for that, because I think that she should have rocked them too. But listen, I want to thank you guys so much for being with me on this new audio episode. This has been an incredible show, and so hilarious. Okay, we're going to be streaming this episode. So make sure you guys like it, comment, subscribe on it. Okay, because I'm streaming this episode because we need to figure out, is it Jason Lee versus RAH Ali, or is it RAH Ali versus Jason Lee? Either way, we need to see round 2, and we need to see the end result, because this fight and feud with him isn't over. This is just the beginning. And I'm hopefully Jason Lee will address this more further on his show and talk about it. And let's just put something out there into the universe, because I'm a manifest this right now. Jason Lee, if you're hearing this, because I know you watch my show and all your little minions report back to you from the Gag Nation, Sharon, and all them other people. Oh, sure, God Jameer. If you want to address this and make this go viral, invite RAH Ali on your show and talk about it. Just the same way you do everybody else. That's what I'm recommending, and that's what I'm asking. If you can do that, then you king of social media. But until then, I want to thank you guys so much. This has been an awesome, incredible episode, and I love being with you guys here today. And you guys are my true supporters. And we actually have some news that's coming along that I will share with you guys eventually.
But listen, I want to thank you guys so much for being with me in this new audio episode. Like it, video it, stream it, post it. We're gonna post some more. This ain't over. This ain't over.
This ain't over. And I want to thank you guys so much. This has been an incredible episode. And until next time, I'm out of here. Bye.